I am hopeful. We always should be. We should be hopeful that our president succeeds in this, regardless of party. But you cannot be optimistic, regardless of what is announced, until you see actual things happen. Bring in former CENTCOM Deputy Commander Vice Admiral Robert Harward, and retired Navy Captain, former Pentagon official Brent Sadler. Gents, good to see you. Admiral, ranking officer, want to start with you. Let's take the most charitable view of this. What would be the first indications that we could see that the Iranians have done an about face after 47 years or 1,400 years and are ready to join acting like a responsible nation rather than a terrorist state?
An announcement on the Straits of Hormuz, and that all commercial shipping, oil, and everything else can flow. So that'd be the top of the list for everyone, not only for this administration, but also for the Iranians, because they could move their oil and give them some relief from the most strategic weapon the president has leveraged, the blockade, and cutting off their last lifeline of money, which has really created a dire situation inside Iran, not just for the people of Iran, but also for the legitimacy of the regime. So that's the only reason we're at the point we are now, is because they have no money. And that's been just a great strategy by this administration.
Yeah. So breaking news just literally in the past minute or so. It's about 4 a.m. in the Strait of Hormuz. Right now, 5 a.m. U.S. forces shot down multiple Iranian one-way attack drones heading towards the Strait. The source spoke on a condition of anonymity, saying the drones posed a threat to commercial traffic. The shootdown was first reported now by Reuters. Brent, there's two ways to look at this. One is that this is factions of the IRGC trying to kill the deal. That's the most charitable view. The other is that this is the Iranians continue to do what they have been doing well as a country for 47 years, and what Shia Islam has been doing for 1,400 years is saying, we come in peace, and then trying to behead you.
Yeah. Well, I honestly think you can do two things at once here. You can respond and take out the sites from which these drones were launched, as well as their command forces and other IRGC units operating along the Straits of Hormuz. At the same time, you push forward on trying to get this MOU signed in Europe over the weekend. I mean, both those things can happen. It wouldn't be the first time that countries at war actually were engaged in active negotiations at the same time. And it certainly needs to be responded to.
That is a fair point. Admiral, if you were giving the president advice right now, and you would have been in your former role at Central Command, what is the disproportional response to the Iranians continuing to, I'll use the term as generously as I can, make mischief?
Well, just what they've done, respond to any act of aggression by the Iranians. And not only the weapon itself, the drone that's in the air, the missile, but go after the site it's shot from and anything else they see associated with that. So they've been very consistent with that point. I think that reinforces to both sides their strengths as they go into these negotiations. And again, the president, as I see it, has time on his hands. This economic starvation is just crippling to the regime and for the people of Iran. So he's been patient. He's been letting that play out. Yep. And so these last acts of force by the Iranians to enhance their position really aren't going anywhere. But when they do, they allow us to continue to degrade any remaining military capability they have.
The economic part of this is important. Right now, there is something out of Israel. Women forced to sell their hair to survive in Iran following a smuggling technique. Many Iranian activists have speculated the hair came from some of the protesters killed during the January demonstrations, but hair smuggling was already a problem. Also, it's either that the Iranians are selling the hair of the people they killed, or there's people in Iran selling their own hair to try and survive. Either way, Brent, this is, I think, indicative of a regime on its last gas. The question is, can you starve a regime that doesn't care about dying?
Well, it's not about like literally starving them or, hurting them financially. It's about trying to sow doubt that the regime, whoever the leaders are in Tehran, no longer have the financial backing or the authorities to maintain the muscle on the street, to maintain the discipline in the country through the brute force of like groups like the Basij. So the inability of the Iranians to get petroleum to market, to get money, puts a big question mark about everyone in Iran, that they have less and less authority. And that's actually, I think, what the opening for the Iranian people could be to take back their country. But again, that's a longer timeline than just getting a peace deal signed.
The anecdote to that for the regime is cash. Here's President Trump in the past talking about